today in this webinar, I would like to show some tricks for the itineraries part. So you most probably, if you have joined the supplier training, supplier webinar last month, Trish is shown some kind of like good tricks about how you can handle the suppliers. And in this month, I would like to show the same thing, but for the itineraries and how we can handle. And I would like to just also show you some cases regarding the COVID situation. So as I can imagine, some of the tours are being postponed, or you are crediting some of the itineraries to future itineraries. So that's something that we would like to also look at it. And also we will be looking at the packages, templates, moving the itinerary dates, because this is what's happening lately a lot. And then I would like to show you some tasks. Also, like how we can handle the task section for our daily purposes. So, and then I'll be looking at some booking emails, kind of like customization, or how we can handle this automation in there. And again, like at the end, I'll be looking for the handling the credits and refunds, how we can just handle this in Tourwriter. So I'll be sharing my screen. I hope you can see it easily. But before I totally forget that, my name is Alper. By the way, I'm working for Tourwriter more than 3 years. I'm customer onboarding and business analyst. So most probably some of you already know me. But yeah, I would love to just bring you through this webinar and show you this amazing features that might help your daily needs. All right. So let's start with the packages and templates. This part is mostly like if you are selling a specific package that includes accommodation, transfers, activities, flights, or etc. in Tourwriter, that you have the chance to handle them as a package, and you can create templates for that. Specifically, like if you have like your most sell itineraries, you can create them as a template, and then you can easily copy and use it for an actual customers by just tweaking a little bit more and further. So therefore, I will just open an itinerary that I previously created, and then in the itinerary tab section, I just basically I name it as amazing transport package 5 days. But at the same time, what you can do and to tell the system that's a package is by going to the status section and choose the package under the status. So how it will be helpful is just basically when you run some reports, that you have the chance to basically to categorize which itinerary is a real itinerary, which ones are package that you're just using, or a template. And by the way, if it's a template, you can still put it under the status package. If you don't see it under the status in here, just please let us know, that we are, or support team, we are more than happy to just basically show you how you can add it to your database. When you have this package is included, and then you can, most probably you would like to have this in a folder, like a template folder, package folders, and whatever. And then you will have the chance to use this package for a specific further itineraries. For example, that package itinerary was created for September, 1st of September 2020. And as you can imagine, we are in 2021. What I will do is I will right click, copy it, and just simply put it in here by pasting it. So let's assume that one of my customers is just requesting that maybe they saw on my web page and they were ready just like to book it, or they would like to add additional on top of this package, and so on. That's all possible. So this is what I'm going to do right now, is presenting you to taking this package and making an actual customer's itinerary. So in this case, I can keep the wording on the top. So by the way, itinerary name can always stay for internal purposes, and display name is going to be appearing on your itinerary publishing templates. So therefore, it could be like private tour for couple Brown. So in here, if I just write it, and at the end in my itineraries, this part is going to be appearing. If you're using like the templates right away from Tourwriter to create your itinerary publishing, Then it will be the publishing, the heading will be this display name. At the same time, if you're pushing your itineraries to minim, also the display name will be appearing as the itinerary name. So in this case, you can always search your itineraries by Control F is the shortcut, or tools, and under the search section, additional and search, you can find either itinerary name or itinerary display name. But as I mentioned, here we go. I can easily find it by choosing the itinerary name and package in here. So then anything with itinerary name will be appearing. All right, so coming back to this itinerary. So, and since I'm using it for an actual customer, I would like to definitely move it to an actual date. And I will go to 2021. Let's just move it with 1 year. So first, and as soon as I basically change the start date of the itinerary, the system is going to be warning me if I would like to move whole bookings into that section. I'm saying yes. And then you will see the Tourwriter refresh rates window will be appearing. And then when you hit the button of refresh rates, it is really important because, as you might be seeing it, some prices are being changed because it was last year's prices. It might be the case that your suppliers have new prices, or it's just like they're keeping the same prices as last year for COVID handling situation. So it is all possible. But yeah, as soon as you refresh the rates, the new pricing will come. But I will also show you how you can just keep the old rate but not changing anything. So I'm just confirming with the new ones. And then I would like to change this to quotation. It's no longer a package. It is just like I'm quoting for a customer. And what you can see is if you go to the booking section, the system basically move my whole template itinerary package to the new dates with the updated prices. So as you can see, if you want to go back, what was the original price of this itinerary? If I just like going here, and I'll double click this one and go to the booking section, and basically, as you can see, it increased a little bit. So basically it was 2091. You can always change, make it nice looking numbers, by the way. Here we go. And then the same thing in here, it could be 2200. All right, so that will be basically covering both packages and moving the date, itinerary dates, and so on, and the prices updates. And since if you're selling it, if you're dealing with the multiple currency, by the way, I just want to give you a little hint in here. So your output currency most probably will be changing. Let's say that I'm selling this with US dollars, and load the internet rates and keep it. So here we go, and save. So basically the system is converting the rates accordingly and finding my sell price in here in US dollars. So then you make sure that your price is also changed in here, $2,600. One thing that you may would like to just keep it as your records is, like, if you're again like using multiple currencies, you may would like to go to the field chooser section in here, make it extend this window, and find the exchange rate in this section, make it activate. By the way, by opening this field chooser, you can activate or deactivate a specific column name, and that might be very useful for you. You may would like to design whole columns in here according to your own needs. So for example, you can move the reference number into a better place in the first part of it or so, or the service types are important for you, booking status might be important for you, and etc. So for example, I can have the gross adjusted price in here because I would like to see if there's any adjustments in the pricing right away. And payment due for me is the latest thing. So you can move it. And by the way, if you keep one itinerary only open, I have multiple itineraries open, so that's why it's not going to be working. But if you have one itinerary open and save it, this settings will be recognized for the next time you basically turn on your Tourwriter and start working on your itinerary. So therefore, keep in mind that open one itinerary, make your own designs in here, take a few columns out or in. For example, I would like to take this one out. I'm not working with groups, so that's why I don't need the free sections and so on. Or you may would like to be just organizing it accordingly to the start date. So you will see that the only dates are appearing, you can put it back. The same thing with the types. So if you would like to just make sure that all the accommodations, activities, admissions, and other services are grouped under the service types, again, you can put it back in here. So after you're saving, as I mentioned, the next time you enter, it will be showing as you have left. All right, so we were talking about like now this is no longer like an package anymore. I'm just like adding an itinerary. You might be like adding some few things in the itinerary itself. So for example, like you may would like to add another day in between instead of the end. The end is easy, like you can just continue by clicking the yellow plus button, by searching in here for that specific activity or for the service. Or for the city region. So these are really cool stuff that you can find your service and your suppliers easily throughout the system. For example, if I would like to search for a flight, I can just type it. Sorry, here we go. There's no service name with flight, of course, but I can find it by having the flights international or flights domestic and etc. So for example, if I choose that, let's go. Let's make sure that after the end of the itinerary, they would like to combine their tour with another country. So they will be flying from Frankfurt to Istanbul, and I will just put it on the 5th. So 2 people, and okay. And I will continue, by the way. I will continue to build this itinerary accordingly. As I mentioned, this is the putting at the end is much easier, but what about like putting in the middle? So that's also easy. I would like to show you that going through this third, and then maybe I would like to add another day between those 2 items, 2 lines in here as highlighted. I would like to just go to click the date section. I click 4th of September. The same logic is happening. Open rates management screen to refresh rates and check warnings. And I say yes. So I'm in the same window, and I just refresh the rates. You will just realize that the system is not moving the whole thing into the next day, but only from the day that I just push it to the next day. So now I have between 2nd and 4th a free day that I can put anything in there. For example, they may would like to have a day at leisure, that they would like to a little bit enjoy the city on their own and etc. So you can simply add something in between on those 2nd and 4th. So that might be also something that might be very useful. So we talk about like having a template or a package and using for an actual customer. So how about like combining and like a custom made itinerary with one of the package you have on your website? The customers might be saying, you know, I have 13 days. I would like to do this 5 days package tour, including my customized itinerary. So that's also possible. So for example, I will be opening another trip that's already happened. So you can see that's fully a different country. So as soon as you open it, before, of course, you would like to make a copy of it, as I have done in here. And so, for example, let's have this itinerary for a customer that's customized. And what I will do is like I will just basically take this 5 days package itinerary and drag and drop into as I'm just drag and drop from a supplier or services. So here we go. And as soon as I left the mouse button, and you will be seeing this package window, I will be showing all the services that this package includes with the prices already on it. So the package start price, it might be really important that to keep this package start price, because you might have already proposed with the customized itinerary with a specific price, and then they chosen another package, and this package has a pricing on your website, so that you would like to maybe keep the price in here. Or maybe it's an old itinerary, so it's just like from the beginning you're combining with a customized itinerary already, and you would like to have an actual price instead of like the website prices of yours. So actual price means that I'm not interested with the start price. I'm simply interested what it's going to be showing in here, and how it's just like I can just basically play with it, or maybe I would like to have the actual exchange rates. Maybe it's higher, and maybe it's lower, and so on. So you might be seeing right now all the new items entered by minus numbers. So that means that I haven't saved the itinerary yet. So I'm just going to save it. And here we go. My customized itinerary for a customer is included with a package. So in this case, you might be saying that as soon as you saved, you may no longer see which is the customized part and which is the package part. So therefore, again, I will highly encourage you to go to the field chooser and just extend it. And you will be seeing this package section in here. As soon as I activate it, you will be see the column appearing, and under this column, you will be seeing that all the items that belongs to a package or a previous itinerary. By the way, so it is in Tourwriter, you're not limited only like combining packages with a customized itinerary or a template and etc. You can combine two existing itineraries together. So basically what I mean is, like, it might be just a regular itinerary. I will spontaneously go ahead and find another itinerary. So maybe just this one. And just drag and drop. Oh, yeah, okay. That's another thing. That's a good example, actually. In this case, if the output currency of this itinerary is not matching, it's just in this case, you cannot basically combine it. But in your case, of course, what it will happen is that will be also your euro. So here we go, different default itinerary. That might be, no, it's also like, I can change it real quickly. The output currency in here. So now, since I have both the same output currency, I will have the chance to combine those two now. There we go. Good, here we, and then that's it. So and in this case, sometimes your customers might be telling you that, oh, I like this package, but I would like to change some activities or upgrade my hotel, or I would like to have a different hotel, or. So these are also possibilities that if you're especially working with the high-end customers and they would like to make sure that everything is just according to their needs. So in this case, like, it's luxury room, downgrade, upgrade. So you can just basically go to the package. It doesn't matter. You can still change it. You can right click and go to the change to new service option. And this is warnings coming. It belongs to a package. Are you sure that you would like to change? And yeah, you can make sure spirit chosen and the dates accordingly. And then here we go. And then I'll just upgrade it then. So, or it might be the case that you would like to change a or remove a specific activity from the package. Let's say that greeting service, they may not would like to have it, so they would like to go directly to the hotel. So I can delete that specific service. Again, the message is always going to be coming. If you use a package, or if you just drag and drop another itinerary or a template into a specific itinerary, it will be always coming. And you will say yes, and it will be always coming to this window again and again, because it will be showing you the package and what's currently is happening on the package. And save it. All right, that's basically there's a couple of ways. So I would like to also have the question and answer times at the end of this webinar. So if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer in just by like 20 minutes later. All right, so, and I would like to just also dig in deep into the COVID section, because this is most interested part. We are daily dealing with those cancellations or postponing, and I hope that mostly it's postponing the itineraries to a different date, because I have, with the vaccination going on, it seems like some countries will be enjoying soon some holidays. For example, UK already was thinking about opening for international travels. and the other countries are preparing, who are just accepting the tourism industry, like Italy, Greece, Turkey, or etc. They're all kind of like preparing for COVID hygiene situation, and they are just even certifying themselves with COVID safe companies and so on. So hopefully with this all arrangements, that you guys will have your customers traveling with you very soon. So let's jump into that part. All right. So I would like to therefore, so before starting this COVID section, we need to do some tweaks in your database, which means from the tools setup section, I will open the journal list, and I would like to introduce a few things to you guys. Most probably you don't have it because it's totally new customization. If I go to the itinerary statuses, so I have added 2 new itinerary statuses for that specific purpose. I put it with the asterisk next to it to be able to show you that which most probably, because the others you might have already. The COVID canceled and the COVID postponed. This is the itinerary status that I would like to use today, or how it will be helpful. Basically, COVID canceled is something you might be looking, for example, 2020, and how many itineraries that you might be possibly potentially sold already, but because of the COVID situation, unfortunately, they have been canceled. So that you may would like to run some reports and see, because the strength of your business is not limited with the COVID situation, but limited, basically open with what you have potentially you would have sold. So in this case, COVID canceled, you may would like to look at it, but some cancellations, maybe you have still some cancellations fee kept on your account. So in this case, that you would like to make sure that these are credited to specific suppliers, maybe that you would like to use it later on. And then COVID postponed is something like you may, like your customers in 2020 who couldn't travel with you, may just like say, okay, 2021, I would like to do the very same itinerary. And then in this case, you may change the status when they just basically postpone their itinerary. You can change it to COVID postponed, and in this case, you can run reports seeing that exact itineraries in the reports. By the way, when I mean report, I will come to that after basically making some actions on the itineraries itself. So in this case, not only the itinerary status that we would like to introduce you today, but at the same time, some booking statuses. So if I go to the request status in here, and these are something that's appearing, let me show you right away. So the booking request status are the ones in here that is being like basically the credit, COVID, cancel, confirm, decline. So again, the asterisk part, you don't have it yet because it's something that we just you'll introduce. And the itinerary status is from here, from the drop down menu, you can see that the first 2 is the COVID related statuses. So if I go back to my setup section on the request status, so I have added the credited COVID. So which means that you may maybe the item itself is canceled, but you may have some credits from the supplier. You make the payments to the supplier, and the supplier, instead of like you also would like to support them, right? I mean the suppliers that you're working with, as you've been supported, you would like to support them also. Like maybe you don't take the refund, or the supplier itself just suggesting, saying that let's keep this as a credit for in the next year, so you can use exactly the same reservation in 2021. So you may would like to keep the track of those requests, right? So if just not like canceling an itinerary and trying to put like kind of an account of the canceled reservations or credit reservations in somewhere, so it might be really messy work. But with this, you might be with the reports also help of Tourwriter, so you might be just like seeing everything with blink of an eye. So here we go. I have added the credit COVID situation in here. So and let's see how it happens in this itineraries. So all right. I have created 2 example itineraries. I'm not going to go and check it also itself. I have created is one is with the COVID postponed. In this case, this itinerary, I can put it few things that you can do, by the way, some tricks for you. You can put it in the itinerary name already, as I have mentioned, like a package. In this case, this is an internal name that's going to be shown on only for you. But the display, if you put a display name, then the customers will see whatever you have written here. So then you can run reports by or search itineraries with the itinerary name heading COVID. Another thing that you can do is the using the custom ID section if you have not been using for something else. Some of you might be using this field for other purposes, so it's just like this suggestions is only applying to those who's not using that field at all. In this case, you can just also put the custom ID section, the COVID 2020, for example. It is the year that's coming from, and then the original itinerary, you might be putting it. So maybe you copied this itinerary from the previous one, so you can put it the original custom ID so that you can relate it to the itinerary IDs later on. How it might be helpful, again, Control F is the shortcut for the search. You can see that the custom ID could be searchable also, and I will just write COVID in here, and all the itineraries that's related with the custom ID COVID will be appearing at the same time. Cool, going back to my itinerary. So let's say that this is a postponed itinerary. So in this case, you may would like to put some comments in here by saying the itinerary has been postponed due to COVID restriction. And then some notes like the whole amount for this tour will be deducted from the new itinerary. So in other cases, you may keep the full itinerary at the same level. So you may just say, okay, I mean, the same itinerary in 2021, I will just give the same price to you. Or it may be the case like some exchange rates you're dealing with, so the prices may get higher or lower in this case, and so you can just keep it like credited and deducted from the final itinerary. So in this case, this is my itinerary that's postponed in 2020, as you can see. So what I would like to do is all the booking statuses is basically credited COVID. So in this case, all the suppliers and services that I have in here is basically credited. So if when I change this itinerary for 2021 itinerary, so I will know that I have reserved and I have still like kind of reservation for this. Of course, you need to check first with the suppliers if they are available when you're moving the date, right? I mean, this is a regular thing, but in that case, with this booking status, make it a little bit bigger. You can see. So I have a status for the original itinerary. This is with the credited COVID in this case. So, and if I would like to take this itinerary and copy it, and as I said, I would like to keep the original one. And then I would like to paste it for to be able to just use it for the next year. Here we go. I have my copies in here. And I will make sure that it is representing 2021 from now on. So it is, let's say that October this time. And say yes. Refresh rates might be useful, again, because if there's any changes in the pricing that you have received from your suppliers, you may would like to know. Like as you see, for example, there's a little change in here. The rest is almost the same. There's another change in here on the hotels. So because they have new rates, you can see it also in here, the dinner, and then airport transfer. So I will confirm that. It is really important for me to keep the updated price and know the previous price. So now this becomes like either if you have confirmed from the suppliers, you can change it to confirmed and finalize, of course, and save. And by the way, in between, it's great to save because, like, just in case you made all the changes and suddenly your computer just shut down and those changes will not be saved. So Control S is the shortcut for it. It might be very easy, or save button is always in here. All right, so I have the new dates in here with the updated prices, as you can see. So in this case, it's increased like my prices because my original one was here. So as you can see, this 2016. But in this, the updated one, it is 2146. So I may be just like, taking this as a credit. So if it's the same, I mean, if it's not a big thing, so deductions will be exactly happening. So in this case, that will be your new itinerary is almost deducted. So you can just change the notes accordingly. Let's put the date of today. And you can inform your customers that you're no longer, I mean, you don't need any additional payment from them. So in this case, what happens is you can change all these. So you can, for example, this is your previous itinerary. In this case, was this one, 1262, and you just change it to here. And so you can just, maybe you can put something else in here is COVID, because now you're using, again, it's all up to you. These are the ideas, and how you would like to use it internally, it's all up to you because it's not affecting anything. So the custom ID field is a very free field section, so you can write anything else as you want. So in this case, I have the chance to see the credited COVID basically replaced with the new seasons. So I have again, like, you can basically, what you can do is you can send bookings for the related reservations, or for all. Again, what we are also planning is we may just like tweak some email templates to say, so for example, let me open one. So we can just say that please reconfirm this, and then the previous confirmed itinerary with the new dates and etc. because of COVID situation, and any notes. This is possible. Basically, you can also do it yourself. The email templates are basically, if you're just I'm just showing one template. Anything that you would like to just enter in here, so you can basically, this is the free text section. I can say, please cancel the following bookings due to COVID restrictions or new lockdown or so. So something like this, I can just save it, and then I can use it as for auto cancellation policies and so on. Or the opposite way, please rebook the new dates that was previously confirmed. Such things is possible. Please get in touch with your customer success executive if you need, or support team if you need any customization support on your email templates. But also, we have great articles in our knowledge base that you can do it easily, those changes yourself by just having Notepad. All right, going back, so in this case, I have a chance to just move it from previous year to new year, and then put additional notes. And if there's any deductions or reductions, I can also put it in here. By the way, just for your information, since you are just going to postpone and you don't know yet the new seasons and the new dates, you can have the chance also create some tasks for it in Tourwriter. So for example, COVID related tasks. What I mean is, if you go to the tools section and setup, and you will be seeing that manage task list available under the data setup section. And we presented the previous tasks like, in itinerary task list. For example, you can send a proposal, follow up the code, collect the deposit, request supplier confirmations, and etc. So it's in your regular itinerary tasks. These are the ones that you would like to make sure that you follow up. But you can create COVID tasks. What I mean is, like, for example, you get all bookings canceled or any credit to transfer to the new file. Such important informations, you may put it in here, and you can just go ahead and edit this to its like a postponed itinerary because of COVID situation by clicking yellow plus button. And this is manual creation, so you can just type it yourself without using it, or you can create populate button and go to from the drop down menu, you can choose COVID tasks and click OK and say yes. So you will be having those information. So you can put the notes in here. You can put the date that's completed or not. So you will always make sure that the tasks are being completed, like cancellations, postponing, internal emails with the suppliers, keeping the credit and such things. So in this case, you can always keep the it under the additional and reports. We have this here we go, tasks outstanding report. You can run this report to see like if you have completed those tasks or not. So that might be very helpful also. All right, going back to my itinerary. So I'm just like confirm the finals. It might be the case that's postponed, or it might be the case that you are basically you have previously canceled, but you have some refunds from this itinerary for specific suppliers. So basically, this customer is gone. I mean, this is no longer as customer because they cancel it, but you have some basic cancellation fees from them. You haven't paid back the whole amount. So 1,650 euro was refunded in my example, and 450 euro has been kept as cancellations fee. And then in this case, this cancellations fee is not maybe a money that you have, might be the money that you have already paid your suppliers. And then your supplier is saying, okay, I mean, you know what, I will keep the money, but at the same time, I will keep your reservations for the next year with the same price or so. So just, yeah, let's do it like this as a deal. So what you can do is, like, the whole itinerary might be canceled. So you can just, in this case, it's canceled. I'm just changing it manually, but yeah, if you use the templates, they will be like automatically happening. So anyway, you can continue, but in this case, for example, this hotel, I have a credit in here, this whole payment. So what you can do is you can change the status to credited COVID, and then you can just put some notes if you want to. By the way, comments field is really useful. You can just add some notes to that. So for example, I wrote it already manually. This will be credited for a future booking. And here also, so I know the booking IDs for myself, as you can see, credit COVID, and I know also, like, those I can just basic booking IDs in here, and then I would like to use those 2 rooms for like the credit one for a new itinerary. I will know that to take it from here. So how will I know? I mean, of course, if you just keep in mind that you might have hundreds of itineraries that's being credited or postponed and etc. So it might be really hard to just keep the track of it. But then you just basically, like in this case, this itinerary is canceled by the customers in 2021 10th August. But like what's going to happen, but you have this 450 euro being kept. What you can do is instead of like checking all the itineraries and which ones the changed, but instead you're creating a new itinerary, for example, and you would like to use this hotel, and you're trying to figure out if you have any credited reservations kept from the last previous years. So what you can do is you can go ahead to the hotel section. This is Radisson Blu Frankfurt, and under the additional tab, reports section, we have a report called who used, or booking is also possible, but who used will be also showing you some pricing sections in here. Let's go with the who used one. If you double click, you may end up with like seeing nothing, because it is like automatically showing the last 6 months in here. So what you would like to do is go to the options section, and from this option sections, make sure that the dates in here is representing the whole year of 2020. And 31st of December. And I would like, you can choose the booking status only, the credited ones, or you can see all of them. So basically, regardless. So I will be running this report like this to be able to see all the reservations, including the status credited COVID. As you see, it's appearing in here. So this itinerary, I mean, the itinerary name will be represented in here. And if there's, it belongs to an agent and so on, the service options and so on. This was the dinner credited. And then if I scroll down, I can see superior room. And with those dates, check-in dates, how many nights, how many rooms, for which itinerary, which room category I have credited in here. And you can see all, or the confirmed months. At the same time, you may just like, no, it's too much, all the informations. I would like to just make sure that I only have, if I ever have the credited ones. So what you can do is, in this case, again, the options, and just make sure that unselect all, and just use the booking status credited and run. And voila, you will only see the items that it's credited for, will be credited for the new itinerary. So, and then when you create a new itinerary, so you will know that you have 2 nights for spare room and another 2 nights in here. So in total 4 nights for 2 itineraries. You can use it like this as the 4 nights, as you see. It's just going to be represented in here. So when you make a new itinerary, you can just end up with just like, let's say, go new itineraries. And let's say that it is going to be September 1st, and for say station. And if I would like to use the redstone blue, and again, it's important which room category you use. And it's if it's 4 nights, 1 quantity, and I'll say okay. So what you can do is already, if your suppliers gave you some reference code, like which is the confirmation number and etc., what you can do is like, you can take it from previous itinerary. That is basically, let's say, have it from here. Actually, I have one of them is, I have many itineraries, just a second. Here we go. For example, as you see that the booking ID in here, you might have already confirmation number, like saying, like this and so, and you can just copy this one and take it to this reference here and put a notes like using the credit or anything. I mean, just whatever comes to your mind, and so save it. And then as soon as you kind of like you use it, actually, what you can do is you can go ahead and the previous one, and you can remove it to cancel, so that you know that you're no longer have this credit because you used. So for example, I will just change it to cancel and put it to number. You can just, for internal purposes, to keep the track of it, perfectly fine. You can say that it is credited to booking ID, and you can just put it this one A3. Second, there we go, and save it. So in this case, if I run the same report, so if just like it's already open, so you see this action. If I refresh it, the other one is gone. So basically, I have only one left. And in this case, that might be very useful for you to just like keep the track of it by just like running this report in specific suppliers. So in like, again, you're creating an itinerary, you're just sitting there. And if you just already changed the booking status of the postponed ones with the credited, you will have right away, you have a chance to see all the activities in here with the booking statuses, and you can move one credit to another, and or maybe you credited the whole itinerary, as I have mentioned previously. So you can run reports to see which itinerary. In this case, I'm going to the report section. I would like to just run the itinerary yield report, for example, and then go to the options. Again, tweak the dates right away. This is showing the last month, the last 30 days. I am going to choose the whole ones. And in this case, again, the itinerary status will be very helpful for you guys. So you can just either, you can see that, like, for example, I would like to see the potential that I had kind of missed last year. And see that. So this is on the COVID cancel situation. So you can call this itinerary report as, that the COVID situation, or postponements, which is really useful in this case, because you would like to see from 2021 20 to 2021 how many itineraries you would like to move it. So you can see that COVID postponed. Of course, you can just keep them all and see the whole 2021 in one section. And by the way, you can always just keep in mind, you can always take this to Excel, and you can choose your group, your own. So if this is multiple multi-currencies itineraries, in this case, that's why it's just grouped under a specific currency with a specific user. So for example, in this case, that's me working with lots of two different currencies and itineraries in 2020 that I've been working with. So that's the end of my presentation today. So